broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
We weren't on yet. Alrighty. They don't make music like this anymore. They don't.
I love it.
They don't.
It's the best.
The stuff I grew up with.
There he is.
There we go. Welcome, you guys, to another edition of Spotlight On here on AFTERBUZZ TV, where we take an actor, actress, director, writer, somebody in the industry, and we spotlight them. I'm James Lott Jr. I'm your host, and you can follow me at Black Hope LA. That's BLAKHOPELA, and also on Facebook, James Lott Jr. And I'm excited because my guest today, this is like right up my alley. I can't wait. They have a new show debuting this Friday at 10 p.m., I believe, on Destination America channel. It's on cable. They both are very well versed in the paranormal world. You probably recognize them from other projects, of course. But the show is called Paranormal Lockdown. And my two guests, I'm so happy to have them here, Groff and Katrina Weidman.
Thanks.
We're excited to be here.
Got applause.
That was an amazing entrance. Yeah.
I'll follow you wherever you go and just introduce you guys.
House of the Rising Suns, please.
Yeah, so far. Anyway, go. Welcome, you guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Coming in. I mean, now this show, you have to. When I heard the premise of the show, I was like, you can pay me to no. But obviously, you thought of this concept, correct? Was it something that came from you? So tell me a little about the Paranormal Lockdown. What is the premise? Tell people out there what the premise is.
We are confining ourselves for 72 hours straight in the most haunted locations all over the world, and pretty much it's the most craziest experience I've ever put myself through.
Okay.
So I was like, if we can go from dusk till dawn or a couple hours in a location investigating, what happens when we push ourselves beyond that, when we're at our most vulnerable state? Are the entities going to come out? Is something crazier going to happen? We're out to try to discover something new, something groundbreaking in the paranormal field that we just haven't found yet. Okay. So I want to be one of those people who puts a staple stone in this humanity that we're living in right now that can discover something new. So before I pass on, I can say that this is what this is. This is what that entity is. And we're doing that right now with Paranormal Lockdown. The longer we're staying and confined at the locations, we are discovering crazy things we've never seen before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you're doing immersion basically. You're immersing yourself in, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're just expanding the probability of getting activity captured on film. Because if you think about it, if you live in a haunted house, it's not like things happen every day and you can't really tell when something's going to happen. So when you just go in and do an investigation for, say, 5 hours, well, then you only have 5 hours to experience the place. Yeah. And what we've noticed throughout our careers is that normally, like the first night you're at a place, it's pretty dead. I mean, no pun, but it's...
All puns intended.
Yeah.
Right?
You wish sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
It's very quiet, though. So we've noticed it's usually our second and third night where things just go crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, we don't really know if these things are getting used to us or taking a step back, or if it's the energy that we're introducing into a location, we're not sure.
Interesting.
But it's always that second night where things just ramp up.
And that's why you chose 72 hours, kind of like there's enough time to kind of see if something will happen, it will happen.
Absolutely. We're living at the locations. We don't leave. I mean, we're confined to these locations for 72 straight hours. So we're eating there, sleeping there. And here's the crazy part. When you get to like 26 hours going nonstop, your body just has to rest. So the psychology behind it is absolutely amazing because your mental and physical body just starts to break down. So when we put out our sleeping bags, we're all by ourselves, no one in. Like you're going to see in Trans-Allegheny coming up on Friday.
No, wait a minute. Now, Trans-Allegheny, that's Pittsburgh, right?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. I knew it was somewhere in that area.
It's close to Pittsburgh.
Because I have a home in Pittsburgh that's Allegheny County. So I was like, I heard Allegheny. I know that.
Yeah, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum on this Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
You guys are crazy.
It's insane. And I'm sleeping upstairs on the 4th floor in this hallway, pitch darkness, and I have to let my body rest. And Katrina's way on the other side of the wing, and it's just the two of us in there. And we're isolated now. Now it's getting more intense because we're having all these things happen. and my subconscious starts to drift away into my REM sleep.
Okay.
But I'm having vivid like dreams of 3 faces looking over me that are somewhat deformed faces. And I hear this loud bang that wakes me up in my sleep, and I get maybe 2 hours of sleep on Restless. And then I wake up and roll out of bed, and I call it the paranormal wake up.
Yeah.
Because you sleep for a couple minutes, and you wake up and you keep investigating.
Yeah.
So it's intense.
It is.
And for you, homegirl, you're on the other side of the wing.
Other side, all by myself.
By yourself?
No protection, but my camera and a flashlight.
Oh my God!
Because that's what I always think about. What if like an animal comes, like, you know,
yeah,
or
I guess so, yeah.
what if there's, you know, somebody breaks into the place
That's
while
true.
we're there, you know?
Yeah, I'm starting to think about that stuff.
Yeah, but there's real dangers there. But even still, take that away, you're still in this massively haunted location by yourself, and if something happens, you know, where do you go for help? Nick's a floor above me and all the way on the other
my
side.
God.
And then there was one night where we were in completely separate buildings doing this solo.
Oh my God.
It definitely, it messes with your head a little bit, but you push through that. But I think, at least for me, I don't know about you, but what messes with my head more is when we actually, I mean, we've been able to capture some amazing stuff on our investigations, and they have seriously just, they've like shaken me a little bit, you know, like as far as like my beliefs. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, because some of the stuff that we're getting I've never seen before.
Okay.
And it's your mind's, even though we're out looking for it, my mind is still like, how can that be?
Interesting.
You know,
Right.
what is that? How does that happen?
Because you've been in the field for a while, so
Yeah.
I mean, I recognize you from stuff. But tell people who may not know who you've been around. You've been around TV before.
Yeah. I've been doing the paranormal professionally for about 10 years,
Yeah.
and I did 2 other shows in the paranormal, and you know, been on over 100 investigations, probably spoken to over 1,000 witnesses.
So this is
to
not
the
your first time at the
paranormal.
rodeo. I'm like,
No.
you're like,
No, not
and
at
you're
all.
saying still your
Still.
beliefs have been changed by
Yeah.
certain things you've seen in this experiment.
In this experiment, absolutely.
Well, it's crazy because you're going to see on the episode coming up, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, Katrina and I are in pitch darkness. And there's a sneak peek that just got released today, actually.
Okay.
You can go and see it on destinationamerica.com.
I will post it. I'll look and post it on stuff. Okay.
And it's amazing because we're in complete darkness on the 4th floor in this hospital wing. And Rob, our camera guy, his focus is on the camera, and we're using the highest resolution you can possibly
sure.
film in.
Right.
So we're shooting night vision in 6K now.
Oh my God.
So the clarity is amazing because you're seeing all dynamics of light plus infrared.
Yeah.
So you're seeing in what your eyes see plus infrared beyond the darkness. So we're standing there, and Rob's very skeptical, but his focus is to be on the lens and just capture what and document. Suddenly he starts shaking and he says, hold on, stop, there's something behind you. And us two are looking around like, what? You know, we're in complete darkness. We don't see
my
anything.
God.
And he's freaking out. There's something at the end of the hallway. And what you see when we review the footage is, like, I get chills talking about it because it's this big
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
blob ball on the floor that's sounded like this big that starts to form and grows outwards, then slithers, and then just like it
I need to call an Uber,
blew their mind
please.
away.
I'm not so excited. I'm gonna watch the show anyway. I'm so excited anyway. Whether I met you guys when I was gonna watch it anyway, it's right up my alley. I can scare myself. It begs a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you find the cameraman? I'm like, you got her to do it. We know why she's in the field. How do you find cameramen?
Well, Rob, I've known for years, so
Okay.
I like him because he's very skeptical. He takes that approach of being skeptical but being logical. He's not like fully shut off by it, especially after going through 6 locations with us in the last couple of months of doing this.
Okay.
Some crazy stuff happens to him too later.
Yeah.
You're gonna see in episode 2. We go to a location, Anderson Hotel in Kentucky, on episode 2, where people are getting attacked. So we go there to try to help people.
Okay.
Because the problem is when you don't know of a negative entity who's attacking the living, how do you put a stop to that? So we go in there to actually do that, and I feel like we've done justice.
Yeah.
But it lashes out though at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see. I've never seen Rob shaken up this much in as long as I've known him. And Katrina, I mean, I haven't seen her shaken up. Like she was really
That
bad.
was that investigation was the first investigation in 10 years of doing this where I had to walk out because something was. I'm pretty stubborn, so when something is,
he's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
She's a trooper.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. No, I'm sure you are. I believe it.
Yeah, so it's like when something's happening, like I stick with it. I'm like, I'm just gonna push through it, whatever. But whatever was at this location, just I don't know. It definitely got inside us. I felt, and I couldn't focus. I couldn't form sentences. He was asking me questions, and I couldn't figure out. Like it was like my brain couldn't make sense of anything that was going on. And he's like, "Do you want to step out?" I'm like, "You know what? I have to because I can't focus. I can't think right now."
And she's talking about a room particularly that it's emotional. Like you walk in there and it's traumatizing in a way, and it hit home. I think for us a little bit. And it's a mattress that they kept that a suicide victim took her own life on.
Ooh.
And the only way that we could make contact and try to speak with the other side is intelligently, spiritually connect.
Okay.
And, we do things so we can push ourselves to try to document something new. We're not going into locations to prove, disprove. Like, we're past and beyond that.
Okay.
We're trying to think outside the box of how can we discover something new.
Okay.
I want to be one of those people that we can find something groundbreaking, that we can put a name to it and say, this is what it's made up of, and this is, all that stuff we can kind of comprehend a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, you make a good point. You're like, we're past the point of is there, isn't there. Right. Now it's like, we believe there is. So now we're just going into the next step of that. Just kind of what is it?
Well, and that's the thing. Like I say this all the time, is that even if it's not a ghost, like we have defined a ghost, there's still people have been having these experiences for hundreds of years. So even if it's not what we've defined, there's still something happening. Mm-hmm. So what is that? Like, shouldn't we lend credit to, okay, well then let's figure this, let's figure it out. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what evidence we can gather.
I believe in spirits. I mean, I've had many paranormal experiences, so I'm past the point of is there isn't. I think there is. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's other. I don't think we just go away into nothing. I think there's things we kind of morph into other things.
Right. Even if you don't believe, the belief of believing that something happens regardless of nothing happens is still believing.
Okay, I guess that's right. That's true.
So the problem is if we can get out of the thinking pattern of like just nothing, because here's a fact: we're all going to die someday.
Yes, we are.
And every second that we're going through this time right now, we are passing. And it's a positive thing, however you want to put it. And we were talking about this earlier. Yeah. It can be a negative thing for some people in their life. It can be a very positive thing. Mm-hmm. But regardless, something will happen after we die, because the fact is this body will shut down. It will give up. We're bones, skin, flesh. But we produce energy too.
Yes, that's it. You got it right there.
So energy can't be destroyed. It multiplies. It lingers. It moves on. It can't be destroyed. So electricity that we produce, I think, is what we're playing with now when we're communicating with different entities or spiritual voices, because everything works on vibrational waves. Through this whole entire planet, we all work on vibrational waves. We're all interconnected. We're all on our separate paths. And we're here for a certain reason talking right now because our paths were meant to cross.
I believe it. I completely believe it.
I
always say no coincidences. I don't believe in any of that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's very much we're on the path. We're meant to cross each other, be in each other's orbit.
Right.
Yep.
I have just a quick little story. It's not about me, of course, about you guys, but a quick story. Just that my grandmother, who I had a not so great ending with, came to me a few years ago. And I really believe she did. I was at a conference in Vegas, totally sober. Let me try to preface that. I was totally sober. Conference in Vegas, and my best friend and colleague was in one bed. I was in the other. And I woke up, and I saw her on his bed. And she looked beautiful, and she looked great and everything. And she was like, everything's okay, we're fine, we're good. And she just gets up, and I'm like, where are you going? And she's like, number 11. And it just walks out. So my best friend wakes up like a couple hours later. He's like, was there an earthquake? I said, there's no earthquakes in Vegas. He's like, but my bed was shaking at one point. I don't know what it was. And then we went downstairs to sign in to the conference, and they had a thing for Macy's that said 11% off coupons. And then we went to down to get some food, and I found 11 cents on a table.
Oh,
wow!
But for me, it was like I told my friend, he's very skeptical. Mm-hmm. But I said, but you said you felt something on your bed. Like I said, I don't feel like it was a dream. It did not feel. I felt fully awake. And like I said, I was completely sober because I hadn't started drinking yet. That was after the conference. But I was completely. But you know what I mean? Like I really believe she was there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she was coming back to make peace. Maybe there's something. I was told once I had something negative follow me home from one of the locations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, recently. It was really bad from my Hinsdale house. And we were talking about this
it's a
earlier.
bad house.
Oh my God.
It's one of the most intense locations I've ever investigated, and you'll see it on one of the episodes.
Okay.
And it lingered with me afterwards. Both of us kind of affected us.
too?
I was having nightmares for months afterwards.
Oh my God, months?
Yeah, and it's funny because like everyone we talked to about this place, they said this place will, it will seduce you. It will get inside your head. It will call you back.
Really?
And you want, like, it's not like they're afraid of it. They want to go back. And so that's why I use the word seduce, because it's like, you're like, oh man, I need to get back to that place. But it's not a good place. Wow. It's a trickster.
Oh my God.
And that's how, Nick and I are since we've been doing this for so long, we feel like we have that good logical standpoint where when we hear a story, it's not going to really affect us, and so we were hearing this from a lot of people. We're like, okay, well, we'll see. And then it's like, weeks go by and we're like, are you having nightmares? Yeah, I am. What happened to your house? Like, yeah, me too. So it was, and like we still can't stop thinking about this place.
It's almost like telepathically, whatever is there, it comes to you and either forewarns you about the location. And that's what was happening to me. I was being woken up 3 a.m., 3:15. Similar stories that she was saying before we even went to the location, before I even knew as much as research we did later about it. Like I'm learning new things about it as we're still progressing, and it's been a while. But it's one of the first locations that I actually had to like sage and stuff. But talking about this negative presence at my home that kind of followed afterwards. I had this very close friend who I very trust come over and sage my basement, every corner, and did that and staged myself, and I just felt like clean. And I'm not superstitious. I never really do that. But it was the first time I felt like it's the only way to do it, right?
Wow.
But what was interesting is she told me, talking about your grandmother coming to you, I knew I was very close with a neighbor in Vegas that I knew when I used to live in Las Vegas.
Okay, Vegas.
I know. I went to college out there, so I was out there for a while. And I had a neighbor who I became really friends with before he passed on.
Okay.
He was an old-time Vegas guy.
I love it.
He was 13 years old, worked at Bugsy Siegel's Flamingo.
Oh my God, I love
he
it.
had stories to tell me.
Stories galore, I'm sure. Oh my God.
Every day he'd come out in his wheelchair and he like talk to me and he'd tell me all sorts of Vegas stories.
Oh my God, I love it.
But he used to get stuck in like his carpet. His wife would come over and I would have to lift him up out of his wheelchair and I would help. I would, I was always there. And what's interesting is this medium who came to my house was saging. She told me that I have this negative presence here that followed me, getting rid of it. But she says to me, and she knew nothing about this. I've never told this story.
Okay.
She tells me that you have a man here who's dressed in a cowboy outfit, cowboy hat, and he's holding a rifle. This was just like him, by the way.
Oh my God.
Holding a rifle, and I'm starting thinking, like, who could this be? And it's pacing from this room where the negative presence was through a little corridor to where my office is in my basement, where I do all my work. And I go down there a lot. And he's pacing back and forth, and he's protecting you from this negative entities or whatever that has followed me back.
They're both there.
And she goes, his name is Rodney. What's his name?
Oh,
and I go,
God.
what is he, like, why would he be here? Like, he would go on, why would he come to me? She goes, sometimes people in life come back for reasons because they feel like they owe you something because you helped him in your life, and he's protecting you now.
Oh my God, wow.
It like gives me goosebumps still to this day.
But I even think about my grandmother because we didn't end on the best. We were close growing up, but then we didn't end on the best of terms. And she had an aneurysm, so it was one of those quick kind of. She was making food, and then that was it. So I was the last person to come home to see her before they turned off the machines. So I always felt for like 20 years, I felt such like there was no closure, no nothing for me. And so when she came back to me, I felt much better.
Well, it's closure now, right?
Yeah.
And that's my point, exactly. And that's why spirits and energies and stuff, people come and go through this reality, and then whatever happens next to that next realm. And I think that's how energies come back, move, go to that next place.
I agree. Now we have people watching us live right now. Josh Breedlove says hello.
Hello.
Katie Wilczewski. Oh my God. I'm from the Midwest. I should know how to pronounce your last name.
Hello, Kelly.
Katie.
Hello, Katie.
I should know better. I'm from Ohio. I should know better.
Ohio.
Yeah,
you know
Ohio.
Mansfield Reformatory?
I've heard of it. I'm not gone there. No.
April 2nd, we're doing an
April
event
2nd,
there.
my
You
God.
should come out.
April
with
2nd.
Oh, come out and just watch you guys.
No, be a part of it. Investigate with us. April 2nd, we're doing an event there. Come investigate with us. It would be amazing.
We'll let you sleep there for a couple days.
Oh my God. I'm like, part of me is kind of fearless. And I'm like, we should try it. And the boy's like, no, that's okay, no, that's okay. Now, you, of course, were Ghost Adventures. Is what you're known for a lot of things.
Sure.
And but you've been around for a long time. So what made you, how did this project come into your brain? Like, just like, I'm going to produce a project, put the project together. I'm going to stay in a house, haunted places for 72 hours.
I was just at the point where I don't want to keep being redundant at like, let's go to another haunted location and just trying to search out the typical things with EMF detectors and all these like gadgets. I want to push the boundaries. Life is so short that I feel like in my period of life right now, I just want to discover something new. I want to break grounds. I want to reinvent the paranormal in some ways. And I feel like we're pushing it forward instead of just sitting right here, just going through life and that's it. And okay, life is over. Yeah. Like, that's not who I am. I'm very, very passionate about the paranormal.
Oh, we know you are. No, that we know.
About life
we know.
And people. And I love communicating with people. Like, I just like talking to people. We had our driver who took us from our hotel to another place this morning. And we're just talking. Yeah. And I don't know why, but we always get into conversations with just random people about life and death.
I do the same, like, similar stuff.
It's interesting, but it feels like it's drawn to us in some ways. Like, we were on this destiny. This was our quest to do what we're doing right now in life. Yeah. He's telling us about his near-death experience in a car crash.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
He had an hour-body experience, and he goes in great detail about it.
Wow. Now, how did you find her?
Wow.
And choose her to be on your program.
Yeah, Katrina is the most amazing, genuine person, and especially in the paranormal field. Like, she's very logical too, and I need one tough female to come with me to be
strong woman. That's right.
Who's gonna be like, Katrina, do you want to lay in the morgue tonight? And
so funny.
In Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
And I give him a hard time at first, and then I do it because I'm stubborn. But
that's so funny.
Yeah.
No, everything that I do, I'm very picky on everything because I'm just like, this is like, Paranormal Lockdown is like my baby. Honestly, I'm rocking it. Everything you see is like to the T. Yeah. And Katrina, like, I've talked and we've met, and she came out to one of my events that I was doing, and you just know when you connect with somebody in life.
You called her. I called her.
Yeah, no, totally. And we said this like so many times. Like, I think it was like our second conversation. We're like, do you feel like we're brother and sister? I'm like, yeah.
I see that with you guys.
Totally.
Yeah, we just like, compadres. We just, I don't know, we just get along really well.
Yeah. We just connected. I think we both been through our different lives together to get to this. Life is stepping stones, you know?
It is.
And we're at this second stepping stone in our life. And I feel like we're pushing the paranormal field forward, and we're reinventing and revolutionizing like the technology and the way it's done, and the confinement of 72 hours straight in a location, and really pushing the boundaries to search out like some sort of documentation of the unexplainable that we don't fully understand yet.
Yeah, it's a vast field. I mean, it's like, it's not just like it's one thing and that's it. You could go on for a long time
and
to
that's
discover
the thing.
stuff.
We still don't know really what it is. You know, like I was saying earlier, we have these definitions for things, but we don't know. And I always remind people that, because every now and then we meet somebody at like an event that is like gung-ho about trying to disprove us, and it's
Bring
like,
it
I'm not trying to sway you anyway, but I'm just saying be open-minded, because we're always discovering things. And I always try to remind people, and this blows my mind, but the panda bear wasn't discovered until like the 1860s. Right. And I'm like, that's a giant bear.
Forever, like, what's going on? That's so crazy.
So I think we just have to keep an open mind to things that we don't understand everything. We don't understand everything about our bodies.
No, we don't.
We haven't discovered 90% of the oceans.
Nope.
So there's still so much yet to be discovered, and there's this other realm, these experiences that are happening to people all over the world, and it's very real. So.
Now, I want you to say, because my friends are actually on, that's how I'm talking about earlier,
hey.
Dead X Radio. Can you say hi to them?
Hi, Dead X Radio.
Hey, what's up?
They're in the chat room, and I did talk to them. I'm going to try to work something out for you guys. We did talk to them. We're all a paranormal family. I feel like we're all a village. So we're all the village. We're all together. Katie is very excited. They wanted to ask you, would you ever consider bringing on a fan on the show to investigate with you? Like any kind of fan giveaways or anything where you say you can come?
I would think about it. Yeah, definitely.
I think that would be fun.
Katie, would you do it? Would you do it, Katie?
I was like, wait, who are you talking to over there?
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm like, is that a
That's
ghost?
spirit in there. That's spirit. I gotta look behind you. Thank you, Katie. Thanks so much.
Things just got weird.
I've got to have my own camera right there. You have yours, I have mine, and ours. Yours, mine, ours. Yes. And weird lectures.
Oh.
Wants to say, I know that's funny.
What's up, Johnny L. Tenney?
It says, it's so great that Nick and Katrina are bringing in so many various paranormal people to the show.
And John Tenney is one of them.
Yes.
From Weird Lectures.
That's so funny. And Jeff Burke says, can't wait for the new show. Good to see you at the Magnolia Hotel last month.
Yeah, I loved it there. Yeah, thank you so much. They were amazing people.
Yeah. And so people are totally watching you guys. And what's the next thing there? Oh my God, Katie said her heart is pounding.
Yeah.
And
Katie's during an investigation. Our
Katie
heart's
says,
pounding.
Katie says to you, Nick, I'm the one from the East Cell block who loses consciousness.
Oh,
Does that
wow.
bring any memories to anything to you?
East Cell Block, Mansfield Reformatory, right? Is she talking about Mansfield?
I'm in Ohio. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
April 2nd, we'll be there.
Yeah,
If
I'll
you
be there.
want to come with us, we're inviting people, talking about fans or anybody.
Try to
of
get
the
me on there.
paranormal. Come with us. Go to nickrofftour.com and you can
There you go.
come on through.
Are there any haunted things out here in California?
Yes.
That's what I learned about that.
One of my most profound experiences I've ever had in 2009 was at the Linda Vista Hospital in East LA.
In East LA? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Really? Okay.
And I am devastated because they shut it down, or else we'd probably be talking inside that location
Oh
right now doing this.
I would do an interview inside the location. I would do it. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's good.
No, you should go. We could go to like Queen Mary.
Queen Mary,
I want to go to Linda Vista just because I saw a lady spirit there. 2009. I turned around. There was a solid figure. It's like we're looking at each other.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. It scared me to death. Recorder flew out of my hand, and she had this hospital gown on, little flower patterns on her hospital gown, and that was like an experience where it just opened up my mind into the whole new world of the paranormal.
Wow, that's good. My friend Chance Hancock says hello. Love you guys. We were the ones with the flashlights, was Katie saying.
Yes, I remember. Actually, there's a montage video up too where flashlights were going off and on, and we were getting some EVPs coming through our digital recorders, and Mansfield is just—it's wild.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You know, Ohio. Oh, my Skyline chili. I'm missing my Skyline chili. It's in Ohio. I want my three-way, as they call it. Look it up. Nothing nasty. Look it up. It's an Ohio thing.
Nothing like chili, prisons.
It's chili, prison. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, there you go.
And Bob Evans breakfast.
Bob Evans breakfast at
Best
like
breakfast.
4 a.m.
The best biscuits
Whipped
and gravy.
cream on the hot chocolate.
Yes,
That's
they
always
do.
my favorite part.
Mine too. I love hot chocolate. I don't drink
Yeah.
coffee anymore, so I love hot chocolate. So, Katrina, when did you first have your first kind of paranormal experience in life, just period?
It was honestly, I can't remember like the first time because it was always there. I grew up in haunted. Yeah, I grew up in haunted houses.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I lived from the time I was born until I was 5 or 6 in one house, and then we bought another house that was haunted. And then it's like, I went away to college, and that place was haunted, and then the next place was haunted. So I lived in like one house that wasn't haunted, and I had something follow me home. To that place that I was living. So then that place became haunted for a while. So it's like I never remember a time where it wasn't part of my life, and in my family, my dad is very skeptical, but my mom's side has always had experiences. So it was never, we were never taught that it doesn't exist. We were just taught this is part of life. So I think like the first time was probably maybe like when I knew that it was different, that it wasn't normal. I'm probably like 4 or 5 or 6. Like it was. Oh no! You know what? I was younger. I was about 3 or 4, and my sister had come down the stairs because I would follow her everywhere because I was so afraid to be by myself.
Oh wow!
And so she would obviously get annoyed because she's 4 years older.
Of course.
So
of course.
She was walking down the stairs, and if you peeked in the banister, you could see directly into my room. And so she's like, I don't want her to follow me. So she's like peeking through the banister, and she sees me sitting on my bed, and I'm like, all like weird, She was like, that's weird. And then she walks downstairs. She walks downstairs, and I'm at the foot of the steps.
Yeah.
And I was playing with a Winnie the Pooh puzzle, and and she said, "How did you do that?" And I said, "Do what?" And she's like, "You were just upstairs. How did you get down here without me seeing you?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" We went back and forth like that, and then it dawned on us that, oh my gosh, it was like a ghost.
Wow.
So so that was probably the first one I remember for sure, because we were like, oh my god.
Well, you bring up a point that probably more places are haunted than we know, right? Because you're talking about, I'm thinking, I've been in places where I could feel things.
Yeah.
But I also don't have the equipment or anything to know. But I felt energies.
Well, and that's the thing. I think we say it all
And
the
you know it
time.
too, Nick, I'm sure.
Our body
Yeah.
is your best instrument for that. But we're taught from such a young age to block this out.
Yes.
You know, we're taught, okay, there's no scary monster under your bed. There's no such thing as ghosts.
Right.
And, you know, we're very good as humans blocking out things that distract us. So, you know, if you move into a populated city and it's noisy and you hear fire trucks all the time, after a couple months, you're not going to notice that.
Yeah.
Because you're just...
Right,
They're
it's
so
true.
blocked out.
Right.
And it's kind of the same thing with the paranormal. You know, it's such a distraction for some people. So they just, I'm just going to go about my day. I don't feel anything back there. I didn't hear that voice. You know, and they just become accustomed
Well,
to
my
it.
home in Pittsburgh, I think I have a good spirit. I always tell people not all spirits are bad. And my spirit, I think, protects my house when I'm not there. I hear that spirit say my name. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy. It says my name.
Well, I mean, just like the living, there's positive people and negative people, and positive and negative die, and
Yeah, it's true, right?
those are the energies
But we're
that
taught
linger.
it's always bad. Like, not bad, right?
It's not
It's not
always
always
bad.
bad.
No.
Not at all.
Not always. I mean, we went to Franklin Castle, for instance, one of our locations. It took us 15 years, or it took me 15 years of researching it to finally get into it. So we were lucky enough to do Franklin Castle as an investigation.
Yeah.
Be one of the first teams ever to investigate
Yeah.
it. Amazing location. History is absolutely amazing. It's a beautiful location, but it's not negative.
Okay.
But it's haunting, you know. So there's a difference.
Yeah.
We could go on and on about Hinsdale and just the
Yeah.
history and everything
Yeah.
that it just has to play. But it's
Now,
crazy.
first of all, I had to find Destination America. I have to admit, I was like, Destination America. I'm like, what is that? I mean, it's funny because I'll hear about shows, or I'll see trailers on YouTube, and I'm like, what channel is that? And then I discover a new channel that I have on my cable provider. I pay enough money. And so I found actually another show on Destination America that I liked also. I'm blanking on it right now. But I mean, it's how did your deal come with them? I mean, what did you choose a network, or did they find you, or how did that work?
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I chose Destination America, honestly, is they're part of Discovery Communications.
Okay.
So they're a great company.
Yeah, of course, obviously, yeah.
But what I liked about them is they're a tight-knit family group, people just like Katrina and I, and they're passionate.
Okay.
And they're allowing us to do what we want.
Okay.
They're not interfering with...
Not a lot of notes or anything.
It doesn't become this whole corporate thing, you know, with a lot of networks. You have this whole corporate thing where it's just like, have to do this, no, you can't do that, or you can't, like, it just becomes noted, you know? And I felt like that's how I felt for a long time, too. And this just felt refreshing, where we can just be us and be paranormal investigators and passionately seek it out and show our evidence in the 3 days that we're actually there. I mean, 72 hours is like 8 terabytes of footage that we're coming home with. So it's a massive amount of footage.
That's amazing.
And they're allowing us to put all that in, and that's why I chose Destination America, is because they're a part of what we believe is the next paranormal genre movement. I really believe that this is the next big project that's going to come to life, and I think everyone's going to really appreciate what we've done so far.
Well, people in here say they like your views, both your views on paranormal, and they're all saying I should do it. They're all like, James, you're logical. You have great interview techniques. You should do it. I'm like,
I'm welcoming you aboard anytime you want to come.
Oh my God, he is. I actually might do it. I'm thinking about it. I think I should.
I think you should.
I think it'd be
You
amazing.
both are seducing me.
Oh yeah.
just
First of all, I got two good looking
Katrina's
people
giving you
staring
her
at me
eyes.
who have great energy, and like, this is not fair at all. Not fair at all. I do like, I'm like, oh my God, stop it! Oh my God, stop it! Oh my God. Well, here's something I want to ask, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but how is it dating? How is it having friends? I mean, do you find like-minded people? Do you have to, or can you be someone who's skeptical? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, my boyfriend is actually terrified of this stuff.
Okay.
Which is really fun, because
That is
I
hilarious.
mess with him a lot. And so, like, I'm always like, did you hear that? Oh my God, I
Oh,
think
you're
your house
bad.
is haunted.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of fun, though. I have a good time with that.
And so friends too, same thing, you find friends who are kind of like-minded, or how's that?
I mean, I think there's been a couple of friends along the way where, because we're having these experiences that not everybody has, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember one time I was working on a case that we believed was demonic. And it was really my first demonic case where things got really intense, where there was a lot of physical attacks happening.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't really know how to process that, because it's so weird when you see it and you try to wrap your head around it, and it's very hard to. And I remember I told one of my friends, and she was just like completely silent. And she's like, I have nothing to say to that. Like,
wow.
what do I say to that? And it's nobody's fault. Like,
No,
it's just,
right.
Not many people experience it. So
Right.
I find like when you like have a friend like Nick, or my other friends in the paranormal field.
Still my friend.
Your friend still. You looked out.
After all these crazy locations.
Yeah, so like, yes.
Still his friend.
Climbing out of the morgue. Are we still friends?
Yeah.
We have like 32 hours left to go.
She's all, you're all bitches. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Bye. Yeah, get out of here. Yes.
But it is hard to connect with people sometimes. And I think also the fact that we work in television too, sometimes that's hard.
Yeah.
Because people, that can be hard to find people to connect with as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know what about
Nick,
you.
how about you? You're a handsome guy. What's going on there?
I don't know. I wake up and she asked me you were asking me like, how's your hair stay like that?
I think you have
after
great hair.
72
You have
hours?
great hair.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
no, what's funny is
For
like
72 hours.
that's the thing. Like my
Mine's
hair is
like
exactly the
knots.
same, almost except Hinsdale episode. It gets all crazy.
Okay, it does.
Because
Okay.
I just want to like scream and like rip my hair out. But it's nuts because I'll be sleeping on my sleeping bag and she's like, "How the hell is your hair ready to go?"
It is.
I'm like, I just lay there and I don't move.
Oh,
I
funny.
just like.
And
you
good
know,
gel, obviously, or something.
No, I just lay there and it doesn't. I don't move.
You like a coffee? Like this?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
this?
I become part of the environment. You know.
how funny.
And then I just get up and I'm ready to go, and it's just ready.
No.
She's all, you're camera ready already.
I have like giant knots in my hair, like all the time. Like makeup's like smeared on my face.
I love waking her up.
I'm
in the
wearing
morning.
like 5 different shirts, 3
that's
pants,
funny.
like, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
He's like,
what do you
"Come on,
wear to an investigation?
Oh, I swear, I thought I died at one of the investigations. At Randolph County Infirmary, it was so cold
Yes.
and freezing that I had like just layers on.
Layers.
And the first, I think it was, we went to sleep and I was in this little jail cell and I closed my eyes in my subconscious and I didn't even move. Like I actually heard a woman's voice come down the hall and she's way in the basement
Okay.
sleeping. It's just the 2 of us in there. And I don't even move. I'm like, all right, I'm just documenting. I heard a woman's voice, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yes.
And the sleeping bag would not go over my head.
Oh.
So I was freezing because I'm so tall. I
You are
was
very
like,
tall, yeah.
God, the sleeping bed stinks. And I'm trying to get
Oh,
over my
it
head.
stinks.
I'm like curling up in it, and I passed out, and she comes to wake me up for the first time at like the
Yeah,
only
I woke
location
up
she woke me
first.
up.
Okay, you were for, oh, wow.
1 hour. We slept for 1
Yeah.
hour.
That's, oh.
And she wakes me up, and you like come in, and you're like talking to me, and
Yeah.
you're just saying, Nick. But I could hear her subconsciously, but I was like really deep sleep.
Yeah.
And I swear I thought I was in heaven, and Katrina was there.
Wow.
And she's like, Nick, and you see on the raw footage, like her coming in on her camera, my arm just dangles out of the sleeping bag. I thought I died. It was crazy. And then I started comprehending, holy crap,
Wow.
I'm alive. I can live to see
You're
another
alive.
day.
You're alive.
It was awesome.
I have fallen asleep recently. I was so tired. I fell asleep, I think, with my eyes open.
Wow.
That's impressive.
I think I did. Because my brother said he walked in, he saw me, he's like,
That's
James.
creepy.
And here's what's funny. I had a glass of wine, sitting in front of the TV. I was so tired. I just poured it with the remote in one hand. I think it was like the Real Housewives of Atlanta or something bad on TV. And I was just like, and he goes, you were snoring kind of, but your eyes were just
Yeah.
open.
It's weird. Isn't it weird how the body and
Yeah.
mind reacts? And that's what I love, the psychology behind all this.
Yeah.
I think the psychology is even more interesting sometimes than the ghost because
Yeah.
where's the mental and physical breakdown through the experiences that we're putting our bodies through?
Yeah.
For 72 hours, I mean, it is the craziest, most gritty, just grueling.
Yeah, some of these
Intense.
places aren't very nice as far as like mold and dust and bugs. And,
Have you gotten sick from any of these things?
Yes.
Because of mold and it's
Yes.
just cold
Yeah.
and not warm enough. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure.
absolutely. And it's also like when you're staying up like that and you're not giving
Yeah.
your body rest,
Yeah,
you're just your immune system is down. So and then we
Yeah.
go into these places on top of it.
So when you do a place, do you go to like a hotel after you're done the investigation? Like, I'm going to a hotel, you go
we
home?
go home.
Go home.
So we're there, we get there and we're there nonstop. Like we don't leave. We're literally there. Our Rob gets to go like to his hotel after our
See you
cameraman
guys.
Rob.
See you later.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. He'll film us because he has to film us with the 6K high definition, camera, and he's following us around because we need another set of eyes. And then it's us with our handhelds, and then he'll leave, and then it's just the 2 of us. Then we isolate ourselves, and then we go to sleep for those hours, and then we come up, and then we're by ourselves for a couple hours
Yeah.
in the place, walking around, and there's time we start going crazy too.
I'm sure.
Like
Solitary.
I'm very hyper,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah, I
should see
can
me
tell.
at like 4 a.m. on 26 hours, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, I get crazy.
Oh my god! And wait. So when you're there, do you guys eat? Go to
Yeah.
the bathroom and like when you guys like it's like you start basically regular life. It's just that you never leave.
Yeah.
Except for like the shower, we don't really have showers.
Okay.
We don't shower for 3 days.
No, so
Lots of perfume. Like what's going on? That's funny. So, but you do eat and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just that basically. Well, now wait a minute. Now the spirit stuff is it mainly? Do you feel it at night or is it daytime? Or is it
It's all the
mixed
time.
All the time, yeah.
That's why I love doing what we're doing, because for 72 hours it's just not through the night. That's the problem. Everyone thinks, oh, ghosts only come out at night, or spiritual
Right.
communication is just at night. It's not true. It's all the time. Actually, there's a fact of more paranormal activity happens during the day
Oh,
than at
interesting.
night.
yeah, the thing is with night is the reason why people experience it more at the nighttime is because that's when we're shutting down. That's when we're more aware of our surroundings.
Okay.
We're getting ready to go to bed.
Vulnerable.
And we're vulnerable.
yeah.
We're just more aware of everything. And when I have found, and I'm not sure if you feel the same way, when I am relaxed, that's when I have the most paranormal experiences
Makes
because you're
sense.
just like
Makes sense.
open to having something happen. You're not so busy for, oh, I got to send this email, I got to pack that lunch for the
Right.
kids.
That's true.
You
That's
know?
true. God, I'm just like, why is the time over already? Yeah, you guys have to come back. That's just
Yeah.
come back
Yes.
after the show premieres and
Yes.
stuff. You have to come back in here and we
I'd
have
love
to
to.
work that out. I'll work that out with your.
No,
you have to come back.
let's absolutely do it. I mean,
I
it's a
love
much
it.
cleaner environment. I can breathe like actually fresh air, and it's not dark in here. It's like there's all these lights and stuff. I feel.
And I'm a friendly spirit.
Yes.
Yes, you're very.
Very
Oh,
Very
I
much
love
so.
it.
I'll leave the lights.
Oh yeah. So, we're taking the spaceship's taking off now. We're going to the other
Bye,
side.
Earth. It was nice knowing
See you
you.
later.
You guys are the bomb. So everyone, so it's on Destination America. It's called Paranormal Lockdown. They have a Facebook page and they also are on Twitter. And also I posted their links on my page, James Lott Jr. It starts this Friday at 10 p.m. It's gonna be every Friday at 10 p.m. Correct? And so I'm gonna watch it, so we can talk about it online. Tell the folks where they can find you. You can tell them in that camera.
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Katrina Weidman. And Facebook is Katrina Weidman Official.
And you can find me pretty much simple. Just Google my name, Nick Groff.
That's right.
Twitter, Nick Groff _ Nick Groff main page on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram, Nick Groff _ and pretty much all over social media.
And if you see
posting
those certain pictures of him, he was 18 and needed the money. That's all that's going on there. You see those certain me like, what's going on? Of course, just kidding, of course. And I'm James Lott Jr. You can follow me, Black Hope LA on Twitter, James Lott Jr. everywhere else. Thank you to my guests for being on the
Thank you
show.
so much.
Watch the show, Destination America channel. And it's called Paranormal Lockdown on Friday, this Friday, March 4th. Right?
That's it, 10 p.m. Eastern.
See, I got me all spooked already. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.